Hi, welcome to this video. I'm going to show the process of me painting a watercolor and ink piece that I've done recently and that is available on Etsy for purchase. So to start with, I'm just using this Travelogue watercolor handbook that I got on Amazon, and I really like it. It's really nice paper. I'm pretty sure the cotton content is, I don't think it's 100%, but it's high. And then these are my watercolors. They're the Daniel Smith Essential set, which is a warm and a cool primary color of each of the three primaries. So there's a warm red and a cool red, and a warm blue and a cool blue, and a warm yellow and a blue yellow, or a cool yellow. And I really like this set. I mix all my colors. I also have included a sap green and a Payne's gray and I think a burnt umber, but from Winsor & Newton's set that I also have, a Cotman set, but I've never really used those. They're just like in case, I don't know, I had space so I threw them in. And then the brushes that I'm using, as I showed, are two travel brushes, one from a Skoda, and it's a Kolinsky Sable brush in a size 6, and then this one that I use the whole video, and I actually don't use the other one, this one is a Squirrel mop brush. I got it at Dick Blick for $15. It was supposed to be $30, but they mislabeled it, so I just paid the $15. And I love this brush. It's so soft and it holds so much water. And I've used it for pretty much everything I paint, because I like that it sort of forces the painting to be a little bit looser and a little bit more, I don't know, a little bit more watercolory looking, I guess, is sort of how I think of it. So I like this brush a lot. And then here I put down just a bunch of water, and I'm just kind of throwing some reds and oranges and yellows in there, and then I let it dry. And here I'm peeling the tape off. You gotta go kind of slow, because sometimes if you aren't careful you might rip the paper, and I did a little bit, but that part doesn't matter because it's coming off later anyway. So anyway, so I put the tape down so that all the sides were different sizes, and I thought that would be interesting, and I do like how it came out. And then for the pen and ink part, I'm using a Moody pen in the size .38, and it's like my favorite pen. I use it for everything from art to school to just writing on my hand. And so this first eye is pretty standard, like just a regular kind of generic expression, not a ton going on. I showed this one a little bit slower than the others, just to get a feel for what how I draw an eye, and then I sped it up a lot more here. But I like to make the eyeball part very soft and rounded, and then the edges of it kind of harsher, if that makes sense. Like I give it a pointy like waterline a lot of the time, and the creases on the eyelid are a lot sharper, but the blobby shape that holds the eye, the actual white of the eye, is really rounded almost all the time in my drawings. And then for the eyelashes, and if I was doing eyebrows, also the eyebrows, I tend to just kind of scribble. I think that first of all, I'm lazy and it's pretty easy, and then second of all, I think that sort of gives it a very like organic, messy look, which if you do every eyelash individually and very carefully, sometimes it comes out looking kind of like false lashes because they're too organized, and real eyelashes are just kind of hanging out there. So I tried to get like a variety of different eyeball styles. Oh, and the other thing you'll see me do is, sorry, I'll go back to that in a second. The other thing you'll see me do is add, in that one on the right that I just did, you can see I'm adding sort of a shadow on the top of the eye, and I've done that on a few of them, and it's basically just like an exaggerated version of the shadow that the eyelid casts on the eye. And I think that especially if you're coloring them in later, that can be a really important detail that makes it look a lot more realistic with very minimal effort. So I tried to capture a bunch of different expressions here and kind of randomize them so that there's not a ton of rhyme or reason to where the eyes are looking or where they're placed, but I think there's a pretty wide range of moods here, which is why you might have noticed I called it Moody. It's because there's all these different moods. So yeah, so there's like, I don't know, I think my favorite one is that really surprised one in the upper left, because it's just so round. And then I did the bottom, but I ended up not liking it, so I just cut it off, because it's my drawing and I can cut what I want. So I just took out my X-Acto knife and like a piece of cardboard from the back of a sketchbook, and yeah, that's gone now. And then I used my Moody pen again in a second here to sign it. My little boxy thing that I like to do. And this was December 31st, 2018, so it was still 2018, but as of tomorrow, I will have to change my signature. So here's a little photo shoot I did, and I thought that this came out pretty well. I don't know, I liked the bleedy colors. Yeah, so you can find this one on Etsy, link in the description, and thanks for watching.